Dear students, subject for discussion is financial management. Title for discussion is working capital management. Under working capital management, we are going to see the following subdivisions: meaning of working capital, concept of working capital, need for working capital, operating cycle, types of working capital, determinants of working capital, estimation of working capital requirements, and sources of working capital. Let us see the subdivision one by one. Meaning of working capital. What is meant by working capital? Capital can be classified into two. One is fixed capital, another one is working capital. What is meant by fixed capital? Fixed capital is required for the purchase of fixed assets like plant and machinery, land and building, furniture and fixtures, goodwill, patent, so on and so forth. Fixed assets used for production purpose. Now let us see what is meant by working capital. Working capital is required for daily routine expenses. Working capital is required for day-to-day expenditure. Above all, working capital gives life to the operation of fixed assets. I will tell you one practical example. Cost of a car, fixed capital. Money required to fill up the petrol tank is working capital. No money to fill up the petrol tank, how can you operate the car? How can you use the car? So the use and utilization of car depends upon the availability of money required for petrol. So fixed capital, working capital are complementary. Both are interdependent, just like husband and wife. Without wife, you can't lead the family. Without husband, you can't run successfully. Likewise, to run the business successfully, both fixed capital, working capital, both are very essential. Especially working capital gives life to fixed capital. That's why working capital is very, very important. Working capital is also called as circulating capital. Why? Why it is called circulating capital? Working capital circulates again and again. That's why it is called circulating capital. Example, cash converted into raw materials converted into work in progress converted into finished goods converted into sales converted into accounts receivable converted into cash. It rotates, it circulates. That's why it is called as circulating capital. Working capital is also called fluctuating capital. Why it is called fluctuating capital? Working capital varies according to production. Production increases, working capital will also increase. Production decreases, working capital will also decrease. That's why it is known as fluctuating capital. Whereas fixed capital remains constant. Production may increase, may decrease, but fixed capital remain constant. But working capital fluctuates according to production. That's why it is called as fluctuating capital. You know what is meant by working capital? Let us see concept of working capital. There are two concepts of working capital. One is gross concept, another one is net concept. What is meant by gross concept? According to gross concept, working capital is equal to total of current assets. You take components of current assets, inventories, bills receivable, debtors, cash, bank balance, total. This total is known as working capital. So according to gross concept, working capital is equal to total of current assets. Then second concept, net concept. According to net concept, working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities, or excess of current assets over current liabilities is known as working capital. So there are two concepts, gross concept, net concept. Let us pass on to need of working. What's the need? Why working capital is required? Why working capital is needed? There is a time gap between sales and receipt of cash. Say example, today you are selling. After 2 months you are getting back your cash. You are selling on credit basis for a period of 2 months. You are getting back cash only after 2 months. During this period of 2 months, you have to buy raw materials, you have to pay wages, you have to stock the finished goods, you have to meet out all maintenance expenses. So for these 2 months, you need money to carry out some expenses. Working capital is needed. The time gap between sales and the receipt of cash is technically known as operating cycle. Operating cycle of a manufacturing firm. Let us see operating cycle of a manufacturing firm. operating cycle of a trading firm, operating cycle of a financial firm. Operating cycle of manufacturing firm starts like this: cash, raw materials, work in progress, finished goods, sales, account receivable, cash. This is operating cycle of manufacturing firm. Operating cycle of trading firm: cash, finished goods, sales, accounts receivable, cash. Operating cycle of financial firm: cash, debtors, cash. So these are the three types of operating cycle. Now let us pass on to types of working capital. What are the different types of working capital? There are two types. One is permanent working capital, another one is variable working capital. What is by permanent working capital? A minimum amount of current assets required to run the organization smoothly, continuously, forever. Such a minimum amount of current assets known as permanent working capital. Say example, to carry out the business activities without any break, without any stoppage, continuously, we need minimum cash balance. We need minimum raw materials to continue the production. We need minimum finished goods to meet the customer's demand. Such a minimum is known as permanent working capital. Another one is variable working capital. Variable working capital varies according to production, fluctuates according to production. Production increases, variable working capital will also increase. Production decreases, variable working capital will also decrease. According to production, variable working capital varies. So far we have seen meaning of working capital, concept of working capital, need of working capital, operating cycle of working capital, types of working capital. Now let us see what are the determinants of working capital. What factors deciding the quantum of working capital? Let us see one by one. First, nature of business. The quantum of working capital is decided by nature of business. On the basis of nature, business can be classified into three. One is public utility concern, second one is manufacturing concern, third one is trading concern. Public utility concerns like railways, electricities require more fixed capital than working capital, whereas manufacturing concern, trading concern require more working capital. So the quantum here decided only on the basis of nature of business. Then come to size of business. The quantum of working capital, the amount of working capital decided on the basis of size of the business. So on the basis of size, we can classify the business into two. One is large scale concern, another one is small scale concern. Example, large scale concern, L&T requires more working capital, whereas small concern, small size business requires less working capital. Then come to third one is length of manufacturing process. Quantum of working capital decided by length of manufacturing process. Suppose, take example, transport business, body building business, car body building, lorry body building, bus body building requires minimum period of 3 to 6 months, whereas ship body building requires 5 years. We will comparing these two, ship body building, bus lorry building, we will comparing these two. Ship body building requires 5 years period. For the period of 5 years, you have to pay electricity, you have to pay salary, you have to pay wages, you have to purchase raw materials and so on and so forth. So requirement of working capital for ship body building is more, whereas body building of bus, body building of lorry requires less working capital because the manufacturing process is only 3 months or 6 months. I will tell you one more practical example. Hotel industry. Just today evening you are going to buy all the items like rava, maida and so on and so forth. Tomorrow morning the entire materials converted into eatable products. From morning to evening all eatables will be disposed and converted into cash. Here manufacturing process only 1 day. For 1 day you need only less working capital. This example one can understand that manufacturing process is more working capital, manufacturing process is less working capital. Then come to fourth one is production policies. No doubt production policies determine, decide the quantum of working capital. There are two policies. One is labor intensive industries, another one is capital intensive industries. Are you going to engage workers for producing goods and services? Are you going to install machines for producing goods and services? If you install machines, you need less working capital. If you engage workers for producing goods and services, you need more working capital. So labor intensive industries require more working capital, capital intensive industries requires less working capital. Production policy determines or decides the quantum of working capital. Then come to credit policies. Credit policies no doubt determine the quantum of working capital. Are you going to sell the products on cash basis? Are you going to sell the product on credit basis? Are you going to buy raw materials on credit basis or cash basis? If you are going to sell the product on credit basis, no doubt you need more money, because credit terms here capital is locked up in the form of finished goods. You are going to sell on credit basis for 2 months or 3 months. For the period of 2 months, for the period of 3 months, you didn't get back your money. Capital is locked up. You need working capital to meet out all expenses. Suppose if you sell on cash basis, no requirement. Requirement of working capital is very, very, very less. On the other hand, supply of raw materials. If you are able to buy the raw materials on cash basis, you have to pay immediately. You need money. If you are going to buy the raw materials on credit basis, you need not pay. So depends upon credit terms. Depends upon the credit terms and conditions, the quantum of working capital is required. Then come to next point, rapidity of turnover. Turnover means sales. If you are able to sell the products quickly, definitely you can easily convert your products into cash. The requirement is less. There is a correlation between sales and working capital. The speed of sales is more. The speed is more. High rate, high speed definitely requires less working capital. Speed rate is very, very low, very, very less. Definitely you will require more working capital. So speed of turnover, speed of sales no doubt decides the quantum of working capital. Then come to seasonal fluctuations. In any organization, in any enterprises, in any concern, no doubt seasonal variations are there. Example, take sugar industry. Sugar industries are producing sugar only for 6 months period, but they are going to sell the product for 12 months period. Production season, production 6 months, sales 12 months. During the period of production, actually you need more working capital, because electricity is more, wages are more, you have to pay the money for can. So your requirement is more during production season. Naturally your requirement is more in the case of sugar industry. Come to woolen industry. In the same way, woolen industry production throughout the year, sales only winter season. Throughout the year you have to carry out the production, you have to stock the materials. When you want to stock the materials, you need more money, no doubt. But production, sales only winter season, 3 months, 4 months. There your requirement is more. In the same way, so seasonal fluctuations determines or decides the quantum of working capital. Then come to next point, fluctuation of supply. Supply of raw materials regular, no problem at all. Whenever you need, you can make a phone call, you can write a letter, they will supply the material. When the supply of raw materials is irregular, when the supply of raw materials only for few months, only for few days, you have to buy and stock, because you can't continue this production throughout the period of 12 months. When the raw materials are available for entire 12 months, no problem at all. When the raw materials are available only for 3 months, only for 6 months, irregular supply, very short period, you have to buy and stock. Take example cotton. This is agriculture product. Cotton is available only during season. You have to buy and stock the cotton, then only you can continue the production of yarn, cloth and so on and so forth. For this you have to buy and stock the cotton. If you want to buy and stock the cotton for spinning mills, for cotton textile mills, you need more money because of fluctuation of supply, because of available of raw materials only for particular period. Then come to profit margin, next point. No doubt profit margin decides the quantum of working capital. If you are able to generate more profit, if you are able to earn more profit, such profit can be used again and again for your working capital requirements. Generation of profit is less, percentage of profit margin is less. In order to meet out the expenditure, you have to depend. There you need more working capital. That is, profit is more, lesser requirement of working capital. Profit margin is less, more, you need lesser working capital. Profit margin is less, your requirement of working capital will be more. Here profit margin decides the working capital requirements. Then come to changes in technology. When there is a change in the technology, you need working capital for payment of wages, because you have to recruit new workers. Say example, typewriting operator. If you install typewriting, if you want to install computer, you have to engage computer operator. You have to pay money. Where to go? There you have to mobilize the resources. So when there is a change in the technology, you have to change the methods of production. When you want to change the methods of production, you have to recruit new workers, new employees, new technical know-how you have to adopt. For all this purpose, you need more working capital. Come to last point, business cycle. No doubt, business cycle determines quantum of working capital. There are two stages, important stages in the business cycle. One is boom condition, another one is a depression period. Depression period, everything is dull. No business activities at all, no operation at all. You need lesser working capital when the operation is dull. Boom period, everything is okay, full activities, economics is prosperous, people will come forward to buy the products, people will come forward to buy the products, traders will come forward to place the orders, manufacturers will come forward to manufacture the products. So naturally, manufacturers need more working capital, traders will need more working capital during boom period. Depression period require only lesser working capital. From this, one can understand that business cycle decides the quantum of working capital. These are the factors deciding working capital requirements. There are 11 factors. These are the factors deciding the quantum of working capital requirements. As I told in the beginning, while comparing fixed capital, working capital is vital. Working capital is more important. The uses and utilization of fixed assets depends upon the availability of working capital. While estimating the working capital, you must be very cautious. Working capital should not be more, should not be less. Working capital is more, idle, waste, no return, no profit. Working capital is less, insufficient. You can't use all fixed assets for production purpose. That's why optimum working capital is very important. Working capital is neither more nor less. It must be reasonable. It must be optimum. How do you estimate the optimum requirements? How do you estimate the working capital requirements? There are three methods. First one is estimation of components of working capital requirements. What are the components of current assets? Inventories. In the inventories, there are three components: raw materials, work in progress, finished goods. How much for raw materials? How much money required for work in progress, finished goods? Total requirements of inventory. Likewise, requirements of debtors, requirements of bills receivable, requirements of cash, bank balance, total. You will be getting total requirements of current assets. This is the first method. Estimation of components of current assets. On the basis of different components, just you are deciding the requirements of working capital. Second is percentage of sales approach. On the basis of past experience, say take 10 years. Refer 10 years sales how much? 10 years working capital requirements how much? Compare these two. Find out the ratio. On the basis of such ratio, you can decide the future requirements. Say example, sales 100%. Past experience 30% working capital requirements. So 30% on sales should be estimated as working capital requirements. This is called percentage of sales approach on the basis of past experience. Then come to third one is operating cycle approach on the basis of operating cycle period. As I told you, operating cycle is a vital point deciding the quantum of working capital requirements. Take operating cycle 1 day, how much you need? Operating cycle 30 days, how much you need? Operating cycle 360 days, how much you need? First you assess 1 day requirement, then on the basis of 1 day requirements, 30 days or 60 days, 90 days, you can easily calculate on the basis of operating cycle period. You can easily estimate the working capital requirements. So there are three approaches: estimation of components of current assets, percentage of sales approach, operating cycle approach. With the help of any one of these three methods, one can easily estimate or decide the total requirement of working capital. Then after seeing the estimation, it is better to see sources of working capital. What are the sources? As I told you earlier, there are two types of working capital. Permanent working capital, variable working capital. Permanent working capital required forever, for continuously. That minimum level of current asset is required forever. Permanent working capital should be financed only out of long-term sources, because it is kept forever. So that permanent working capital must be met with long-term sources. What are the long-term sources? Issue of shares, issue of debentures, retained earnings, loans, public deposits. There are 5 sources: shares, debentures, retained earnings, loans, public deposits. By issuing shares, by issuing debentures, with the help of your own profits, plowing pack of money, that is called retained earnings, plowing pack of your profits. You are using your own money for working capital purpose. Loans and advances. You can go to bank, you can go to financial institution for raising loans and advances. Then come to last one is public deposit. You can depend public for raising money for working capital purpose. So out of these 5 sources, permanent working capital is met. Permanent working capital is financed. Come to variable working capital. As I told you, variable working capital varies according to production. May increase, may decrease. That's why you must be very cautious going for variable working capital sources. There are 2 sources: internal sources, external sources. Internal sources, depreciation. This is the best source. So you are buying a machine for a period of 10 years. From first year onwards, you have to provide depreciation. First year, second year, third year, then till 10th year. 10th year only you are going to replace the assets. For the period of 10 years, you are going to keep the depreciation with you. You can utilize these resources for working capital purpose. Second one is a taxation provision. Only at the end of the year you are going to pay the tax. But you are going to deduct the tax at source from April onwards. April, May, June, like that. For 12 months period, money is with you. Only at the end of 12th month you are going to pay the central government. For a period of 12 months, you can use the taxation provision. Sales tax means you are going to pay only at a later date to state government. Excise duty means central government. Income tax means central government. Such provision can be used for working capital purpose. Come to third one is accrued expenses or outstanding expense. By simply postponing the expenditure, you can use your own cashes. Suppose you have to pay wages. Just delay 5 days, 10 days. If you delay 10 days, such money can be used for working capital purpose. These are the 3 sources: depreciation, taxation provision, accrued expenses. All the 3 sources are known as internal sources. Come to external sources. What are the external sources available for variable working capital? Trade credit, bank credit, customers credit, credit papers, government assistance, loan from directors, security deposits of employees. These are the 7 sources available for variable working capital. Trade credit. Say you can purchase the materials on credit basis. If you purchase the materials on credit basis, such money is available 1 month or 2 months you can use. Bank credit, you can go for bank. Especially you can depend bank for working capital purpose. Many of the Indian industries, many of the Indian enterprises, many of the Indian manufacturing concern miserably failure because of improper planning for working capital. They have to go to bank, consult the bank officials, how to raise, how to maintain, how to keep. Go to financial executives, financial managers, discuss with them how to carefully plan for raising working capital purpose. No doubt, bank credit is one of the best source for available for variable working capital. Customers credit. Then you can ask the customers to supply the materials on credit basis for 3 months or 4 months. You can use the raw materials, convert the product into finished product, so dispose and get the cash, pay the money. In such a way, you can easily raise money through customer credit. Credit papers. There are short-term credit papers, short-term commercial papers. By issuing such credit papers, you can raise money for working capital purpose. Government assistance. When you are struggling, when you are facing the problems, you can approach the government. Look, government, I am facing the problem, workers will go off. So in order to safeguard the workers' interest, organization interest, wouldn't you give money for working capital purpose? Government will come forward. There are number of financial institutions, number of specialized institutions are there. They will come and rescue. They will come and help you on the direction of the government. You can use the government for working capital purpose. Loan from directors. They are all the top people in the organization, directors. they are the policy makers, they are the decision makers, they are the policy framers. You can ask them when the company is suffering, when the organization is suffering, you can ask the directors to help, extend helping hand. They will help, they will extend. Such money can be used for working capital purpose. Come to last one is security of deposit of employees. Some of the employees may be appointed as cashier, may be appointed as safe to look after the safety locker and so on and so forth. Such employees should be asked to pay the security deposits. Till retirement, so deposits are with you. Such deposits can be used for working capital purpose. So variable working capital can be met through external sources, internal sources. These are the sources of variable working capital. One thing you must remember, when you go for sources, permanent working capital must be met with the long-term sources, variable working capital must be met with short-term sources. Use the long-term and short-term for working capital purpose. So far, we have seen the working capital management. Under working capital management, you know what is by working capital, concept of working capital, need for working capital, operating cycle of working capital, determinants of working capital, estimation of working capital, source of working capital. If you go through all these subdivisions, no doubt you can get a clear-cut idea about working capital management. With this, I conclude my topic. Thank you.